सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। हरिः ओम् श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्. In the last class, we have completed 9th chapter, and today we will do the summary, the bird's eye view of the entire 9th chapter. If you look at this 9th chapter titled Rajavidya Rajaguhya Yogam, it is very close to the 7th chapter, and it is totally different from 8th chapter. In 8th chapter, we have seen the Saguna Upasana. In Saguna Upasana, there are two stages, as you all know. The first one is you perform Saguna Upasana, Saguna Ishvara Upasana, and attain Chitta Ekagrata, that means concentration, and Chitta Suddhi, the purification of the mind, and then come to Nirguna Brahmajnana. Then get moksha here and now. This is one stage. The second stage is you do not come to Nirguna Ishvara Jnanam. Throughout your life, you will be doing Saguna Ishvara Upasana only. And then, at the time of the fall of the body, the sadhaka will go to Brahmaloka, get the Nirguna Ishvara Jnanam from Chaturmukha Brahmaji, and get Krama Bhukti. So this is the second stage. In 8th chapter, we don't see that these sadhakas go to Nirguna Ishvara Jnanam. The idea is they don't want to learn Nirguna Ishvara Jnanam in this Janma for some reason or other. So, he will continue and he will breathe his last with Ishvara Smaranam and then go through Suklagati to Brahmaloka. So, directly from Brahmaji he will get the knowledge. This is called Krama Mukti. But Paramatma is not preferring this Krama Mukti, because by opting Krama Mukti, you are postponing moksha. You got a great opportunity to enjoy moksha while you are living. So that opportunity you are missing. Jivan Mukti, Jivan Yeva Muktihi. While you are alive and kicking, you can enjoy the fruits. So that he is the sadhaka who is stuck to Saguna Ishvara Dhyanam. He is not entitled to this kind of facility. So, he is denying himself Sadhyo Mukti. Sadhyaha means immediately, instant. Like we see instant coffee, instant idli, and all that. In the same way, instant moksha. So, Paramatma did not prefer this. He preferred only the first type of, Saguna Ishvara Upasana until and unless. Paramatma preferred Saguna Ishvara Upasana until the time he gets the Chitta Suddhi and Chitta Ekagrata. So, after that, one has to come to Nirguna Brahma Jnanam and then do Vedanta Vicharana. That means Sravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. So, this is the thing. In this, we actually learn more about the Nirguna Brahma, the Brahma without any attributes. This is elaborately discussed in all Upanishads. Yattad adresyam agrahyam agotram avarnam achachusrotram tadapanipadam nityam vibhum sarvagatam susukshmam tadavyayam yadbhutayonim paripashyanti dhiraha. This is what Mundaka Upanishad pronounces about Nirguna Brahma. Then asabdam asparsa marupam avyayam tadarasam nityam agandavachayat anadyanantam mahatah param dhruvam nichayatam mrutyumukat pramutyate. So, Upanishads elaborately and extensively discuss more about Nirguna Isvara, not about Saguna Isvara. So, the knowledge of Nirguna Isvara is called Jnana Yogam. By Jnana Yogam alone, a sadhaka can understand Nirguna Isvara and attains Nirguna Isvara. In 7th chapter, if you recall, we said Nirguna Isvara is Paraprakriti and Saguna Isvara is Aparaprakriti. So, Paraprakriti, God, is Nirgunam. That is the higher reality. One who acquires this knowledge and owns up the knowledge, he gets the moksha here and now. And after the fall of the body, he is relieved from birth-death cycle. So, the 7th and 9th chapters both talk about Nirguna Isvara. When we say Nirguna Isvara, people usually think, no, it is not my cup of tea, because it is very difficult to assimilate and understand this. So let me continue with Saguna Isvara. Only those intellectual people can pursue this kind of thing. It is not for me. Like that they are scared of knowing this. Though it appears very difficult, if you are ready to receive it, it is not difficult. That's what Paramatma told in this chapter. It is only tough for those who are not ready. If you are ready to understand, it is like peeled banana. A peeled banana is very easy to eat. So in the same way, this Nirguna Isvara Jnanam is very easy to understand. Then the question is how to make yourself ready. That readiness, how to acquire. So for that, Paramatma has given various methods in this particular chapter, and this chapter is dedicated to that particular idea, how to get ready, how to get that readiness to understand Nirguna Isvara Jnana. So, in this context, let us understand this topic, the chapter 9. To understand this chapter in a schematic way, we can divide the entire chapter into 6 modules. The first module being the introduction. It is dealt from sloka number 1 up to 3. Then the second one is Nirguna Isvara Swarupam. What is the nature of Nirguna Isvara? This portion is dealt from sloka number 4 up to 10. Then the module 3 is Samsarasya Karanam. That is dealt in a single sloka number 11. Samsara Nivrutti Upayam. Method of coming out of this Samsara Nivrutti. The sloka number 12 up to 19. Then Bhavana Rupa Bhakti. Bhavana Rupa Bhakti is slokas 20 to 29. Then Bhakti Stuti, slokas 30 to 34. So if you enumerate, the first module is Upodgatam, introduction. The second one is Nirguna Ishvara Swarupam. The third one is Samsara Karanam, the reason for samsara. Fourth one is Samsara Nivritti Upayam, the method of getting rid of samsara. Fifth one is Bhavana Rupa Bhakti. Sixth one is Bhakti Stuti. That is glorification of Bhakti. So now we will go topic wise. Each module we try to understand. Topic wise we'll go now. The first topic being introduction, which is dealt from sloka number 1 up to 3. So Paramatma wanted to introduce the topic from sloka number 1 to 3. So Ishvara's nature will be in two different ways. One is called Paraprakriti, that is Ishvara Jnanam is Nirguna Ishvara Jnanam or Paraprakriti Jnanam, which is the knowledge of Ishvara, which is attributeless Ishvara. Ishvara without any attributes. This is for a prepared sadhaka, whose mind is prepared, who is ready to take up this. So, because this readiness is not there, many people do not take it up. So, it has become a very, secretive knowledge. That is why this knowledge is called Rajaguhyam. And this Nirguna Ishvara Jnanam alone will give you moksha. That is why this is called Rajavidya. And this is supposed to be superior to all other, knowledges. And this chapter, we call it Rajavidya Rajaguhya Yoga. That means Nirguna Ishvara Jnana. And to get this knowledge, one has to have, sufficient qualification. That qualification is Shraddha. So, this is not a new thing. Whenever you want to learn a particular thing, you should have that Shraddha, the commitment and, the devotion towards the subject. Here we have to have the commitment towards the subject as well as towards the Guru Vakyam. Ashraddha dana purushaha dharmasyasya parantapa aprapya mam nivartante mrityu samsaravatmani. So, if you do not want this knowledge and if you ignore this knowledge and if you don't pay heed, who is the loser? Rishis are not the losers, and your guru is not the loser. You are the loser ultimately. So you have to learn it with Shraddha and Bhakti, with commitment and devotion. Then we will come to the second module called Nirguna Ishvara Swarupam. So this is dealt from sloka number 4 up to 10. So we have to understand what is the nature of Brahma, which we call it Nirguna Ishvara. So Paramatma talked about this topic not out of his imagination. It is not his concoction. He has taken it directly from Upanishads. So that is why at the end of each chapter, we use that sentence, Bhagavad Gita su Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam. So this Brahma Vidya is directly extracted from Upanishads. So it is the essence of Upanishads. That's what we have to understand. It is not a mere imagination of Krishna Paramatma. So Krishna Paramatma also borrowed this idea from Upanishads. So we will try to understand this Nirguna Ishvara Swarupam or Brahma Swarupam, the reality of Brahma. We have to understand is Nirguna Ishvara is Avyaktam. Avyaktaha aham asmi. Avyaktam means Indriya Agocharam. It is not visible. It cannot be, understood by Indriyas. Asabdam asparsam arupam avyayam arasam agandam. This is Brahma. So it doesn't have any sound. You cannot touch it. You cannot see it. You cannot taste it. You cannot smell it. So all the Indriyas are incapable of, knowing Brahma. So if somebody says, I have seen God, God talks to me, I have a dialogue with God, all these things they talk, then we should not yell at them, we should not ridicule or we should not undermine their talk. What we have to understand is, whatever they have seen is not Paraprakriti. They have seen Aparaprakriti. Paraprakriti cannot be seen. Paraprakriti is Avyaktam, Nirgunam Brahma. So, we have to understand Nirguna Brahma is Indriya Agocharam. Then next one is Sarvavyapakam. Sarvagataha Hamasmi. Sarvagataha means he is all pervading. So, our Ishtadaivam, which is which may be Venkateswara or Ishvara or Krishna Paramatma. So all these Ishtadaivas, they come under Apara Prakriti because there is a location for them. Bhagavad may be in Kailasa or Vaikunta, like that. So we, restrict within a space and time. So this is Apara Prakriti. We are not criticizing Apara Prakriti. What we say is, don't stop there. So, our Paramarthananda often says, without understanding Saguna Ishvara, without praying to Saguna Ishvara, Nirguna Ishvara you cannot understand. Impossible to understand Nirguna Ishvara. So start your journey with Saguna Ishvara and then proceed towards Nirguna Ishvara. And if you don't come to Nirguna Ishvara, then simply stop at Saguna Ishvara. The spiritual journey is incomplete. So this is what you have to understand. Saguna Ishvara you have to definitely start with. Saguna Ishvara Dhyanam you have to start with. And then at some time or other, you have to come to Nirguna Ishvara Jnanam. Therefore, Nirguna Ishvara is Sarvagatam, Sarvavyapakam, he is all pervading. Then, third one is Midya Jagad Adhishtanam. We have seen there are three types of realities. Our dream is a Pratibhasika Satyam. Jagat is Vyavaharika Satyam or empirical reality. Then Nirguna Brahma is Paramarthika Satyam. So, from Pratibhasika Satyam, if you wake up to empirical reality, then Pratibhasika Satyam is negated. That means if you get up from dream, you can immediately say all that is in the dream is not true. All that happened in the dream is not true. So you will simply negate it or take it light. In the same way, when you wake up from Vyavahara Satyam to Paramarthika Satyam, the Vyavahara Satyam is also negated. Just like a dream. So, the Nirguna Parabrahma, Nirguna Ishvara, is the ultimate God, superior to Vyavahara Satyam. So, Brahma Satyam Jagan Vidya. Jivo Brahmaiva Naparaha. So, we see the same thing in Lalita Sahasranama. Vidya Jagadadishtana Muktida Muktirupini Lasyapriya Layakari Lajja Rambadi Vandita Srishti Sthiti Layakaranam Mama Atma Bhuta Bhavanaha Bhuta Brunnacha. This Brahma, who is Srishti Sthiti Layakaranam. Next aspect of Nirguna Ishvara is he creates this Srishti and he sustains this Srishti and he resolves this Srishti. So, etova imani bhutani jayante yena jatani jivanti et prayanti abhisham vishanti tad vijijñāsasva tad brahmeti satapotapyata satapastapva. This is what we have learnt in the Taittiriya. Then, the fifth aspect is asangatvam. Bhagavan said, I create this world and I sustain this world. I am the substratum. So I am the, adharam for this entire world. The entire Jagat is in this world. Then, if that is the case, this world contains good, bad and ugly, everything is there. So, like, we go to bazaar with the dress and when you come back the dress gets polluted by the atmosphere. So when you use it 2-3 days due to sweat and outside dirt, the shirts get dirty. The shirts become dirty. So we need to wash them. But for Paramatma it is not the case. He is not tainted by papam and punyam. Like we all take bath every day, he need not take any bath. Though we do abhishekams and all that, that abhishekam and everything is only for Sakara Brahma or Saguna Brahma, not for Nirguna Brahma. So Akasavat Asanga Swarupaha. Like Akasham is Asangaha. So Akasam, the space has no shape, it is all pervading and it is asangaha. Ythakasasthito nityam vayus sarvatra go mahan tada sarvani bhutani matsani ityupadaraya akarta abhokta. Now, we said that Paramatma is Srishti Sthiti Laya Karanam. When we say Paramatma did this Srishti, that means he is doing some karma. He is the Karta, isn't it? Then when he is the Karta, he is also Bhokta. So he has to undergo the karma phala. That's what we have to say. Then immediately Paramatma says, Tani karmani mam nanibadnanti. Though I am doing all the karmas, these karmas will not bind me. Karmasu asaktam. So I don't have any kind of bondage towards the karmas. So without having any kind of bondage towards the karma, I do this. Therefore, I am a karta abho. This is the last point, that is Sakshi Bhutam. So, Bhagavan has created this Srishti. He is not Karta Bhokta. Then that means he is a Sakshi. Maya Adhyakshena, in my presiding, when I preside this entire Jagat as a witnessing consciousness, the entire, Jagat evolves. So this is like this, no? We have the light, we have light in this room. Lot of transactions are being taken place. But light is not doing anything. In the presence of light, all transactions are taking place. So in the same way, in the presence of Nirguna Parabrahma, the transactions are being carried on. So he is Akarta Abhokta. Then we'll proceed to the third topic called Samsarasya Karanam Kim. So, why do we, if Bhagavan created this world and Bhagavan sustains this world, why we should all have problem? If it is Bhagavan's Srishti, it should be, all beautiful and, without any dukkham and all that, without any worry and all that. Why Bhagavan has created such a world? That is the question. So, why this samsara? Samsara means taking birth and taking birth and dying and taking birth again, like that birth-death cycle is called samsara. Samsarasya karanam kim? Brahma ajnanam eva samsarasya karanam. Not knowing the Brahma in reality, that is the very reason for samsara. If you make a sweeping statement like this, it is not enough. You have to support it with tarkam. So, nirgunam means what? Without any attributes. So, if it is having attributes, it becomes apara prakriti. So, whenever you have attributes, there will be some differences. If you take this body, we see a lot of differences, a lot of changes in the body. So we grow from a tiny baby to a 6-footer, and we tan and we become fat, lean. All these changes do take place. Apara prakriti is within the frame of time and space. But para prakriti has no such limitation. So, when you have the apara prakriti, nothing is permanent. Nothing gives you permanent happiness. So, that is what in Bhajagovindam, Shankara Bhagavatpada said, Ma kuru dhanajana yavvana garvam, harati nimeshat kalas sarvam. So, the entire Jagat is vanishing. So, your youth is vanishing, your life is very small. So that way, nothing is permanent in this world. So, don't ever depend on apara prakriti. If you want security, peace and happiness, you have to depend on para prakriti only. So, knowing the reality, knowing para prakriti is the remedy to get out of this problem. See, if you have darkness, how you can remove the darkness? Somebody said, I can meditate and remove the darkness. However you meditate, you cannot remove the darkness. If you do Vishnu Sahasranama Parayanam, you cannot remove the darkness. If you do tapas, you cannot remove the darkness. So there is no other way except, lighting a lamp. So in the same way, the samsara ajnanam is the atma ajnanam or Ishvara Ajnanam is the cause for samsara. So, the remedy is to know it. So from sloka number 12 to 19, this is what we have discussed here. So fourth topic is Samsara Nivrutti Upayam. It is dealt from sloka number 12 up to 19. There are three types of bhakti. And this bhakti is defined in 12th chapter very elaborately by Krishna Paramatma. The first type of bhakti is karma rupa bhakti. So you have to dedicate all the work you have done to God. All the work means your routine, your day-to-day routine, whatever you are doing, you dedicate it to God. With Ishvara Arpana Bhavana, you have to do it. So that is called karma rupa bhakti. You have to do karma as a karma yogam. Then upasana rupa bhakti. See, your mind is always outwards. That's what Kathopanishad says. Our indriyas are fitted in such a way that they are, they look outwardly. So you have to look inward. Antarmukham. So this Rajogunam is, more dominating in majority of the people. So, okay, from Rajogunam, which is mostly doing the selfish activity, you start doing, selfless activity. Then from selfless activity, you slowly, you switch over to Sattva-guna. From Rajoguna, which is selfish Rajoguna, to selfless Rajoguna. From that you have to switch over to Sattva-guna. So you do that social service for some time and then give chance for others, and slowly you spend your time in understanding Ishvara. That means you in understanding yourself. Antarmukha samaradhya bahurmukha sudhurlabha. So, in Lalita Sahasranamam, it is clearly said that if you look within, it is easy to understand God. As long as you look outside, you cannot understand God. Look inside means you are the God. How you are the God, that's what you have to, find out. By studying scriptures under the guidance of able and competent Guru, Srotriya Brahmanishta. Then the third one is Vedanta Vichara Rupa Bhakti. This is also called Jnana Yoga Rupa Bhakti. Vedanta Vicharana is a three-tier one: Sravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasana. If you study Bhagavad Gita, that means you are doing Sravanam. You are already into it. So, this yajna is supposed to be superior. This is called Jnana Yajnam. It's supposed to be superior to all other yajnas which you perform locally. So this is not my sentence. This is what Paramatma declared in chapter 4. He said that Shreyan Dravya Mayad Yajnat Jnana Yajnah Parantapa Sarvam Karmakhilam Partha Jnane Parisamapyate. So you should become Jnana Lakshana Bhakti. You should come to Jnana Lakshana Bhakti. So you have to cross over all three types of bhakti and then come to Jnana Bhakti. This is what Paramatma is prescribing. So one who acquires Ishvara Jnanam, that means Nirguna Ishvara Jnanam, then he is entitled to moksha here and now. So this is the third type of bhakti. From karma rupa bhakti to upasana rupa bhakti to Vedanta vichara rupa bhakti, one has to travel. And this Vedanta vicharana rupa bhakti one cannot do without Guru. So if he does it on his own, then it will lead to problems. That also Paramatma mentioned in clear terms. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya upadekshyanti te jnanam jnaninaha tattvadarshinaha tadvijnanardam sagurum eva abhigachet samutpranihi Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam. In Mundakopanishad it is said like this. So you have to approach a guru and then seek this knowledge. So this way you have to acquire the knowledge, acquire the knowledge of Ishvara through Guru, and then assimilate it, get Nisamsayan Jnanam. That means doubtless knowledge by Mananam. After a long period of Sravanam, you have to do Mananam. That means you have to relive the teaching, discuss with your peer group, or discuss with your Guru if you have doubts, and clarify all your doubts. Once you clarify all your doubts, then you get Nisamsaya Jnanam. When you get Nisamsaya Jnanam, then you come to the final stage, that is Nididhyasana. Mogasa Mogha Karmano Mogha Jnana Vicetasaha Rakshasi Masurim Cheva Prakritim Mohanim Sritaha. So, this is called Sadhana Rupa Bhakti. Bhavana Rupa Bhakti is from sloka number 20 to 29. So, Paramatma talked about Sakama Bhakti and Nishkama Bhakti. So, Mamopatta Samasta Duritachaya Dwara Sri Parameswara Prityardham. This is the Sankalpa, we do it. So, the Sakama Bhakti and Nishkama Bhakti differs from the Sankalpa. So, in the Sankalpa, when you want your own spiritual upliftment, then it becomes Nishka. Even though it is a desire, when it is a spiritual upliftment, it becomes Nishkama Bhakti. Whereas if you want all local accomplishments, it becomes Sakama Bhakti. So, there are two different paths, Shreyo Margam and Preyo Margam, according to Kathopanishad. In Preyo Margam, you seek all mundane things. You want pleasures, you want comforts, and that is what most of the people seek. Shreyo Margam is the Moksha Margam. A person seeks moksha. He wants to know about himself in reality, so he chooses Shreya Margam. So Sakama Bhakti is taken up by Manda Adhikari, those who are unintelligent. This is not wrong, but in the beginning this is okay. But over a period of time, you have to slowly come to Nishkama Bhakti. That is what Paramatma wants to say. Tetam bhuktva swargalokam vishalam kshine punye mathyalokam vishanti. Bhagavan warned in this particular chapter. He said that those who perform these yagas and kratus here, they earn lot of punyam and they go to Swargalokam, and once they complete their punya, they fall onto the earth. So there is no permanency in Swarga. So this is only for a temporary period. So the Sakama Bhakti will take you to Loka. Loka Prapti is not moksha. So you have to understand your nature, understand your reality, and stay in that reality. That is moksha. Nishkama Bhakti, these seekers, they seek permanent peace, happiness, and security. They understand this can be achieved only by self-knowledge, because I am the very Swarupa of peace, happiness, and security. All other things outside are fleeting. Nothing remains outside. Everything is slippery. So I cannot hold on to anything outside. Outside means outside my Atma. Even my body falls. So I have to depend on my Atma Jnanam. So this is what one has to understand. And then switch over from Sakama Bhakti to Nishkama Bhakti. He has to understand Ishvara in reality. And Ishvara in reality is my reality. I have to stay in that Nishtha and own it up. Paramatma, he has, stooped down to the level of Nishkama Bhakti. How he stooped, you just see. He said that Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Prayachyati Tadaham Bhaktyupahrutam Asnami Prayatatmanaha. So, whatever these Nishkama Bhaktas offer, it may be a leaf, it may be a flower, it may be a fruit, it may be simply water. I take it because he is offering with devotion and reverence. So this is the greatest encouragement Paramatma is offering to us. Paramatma at each and every level he is patting us and encouraging us to go in the spiritual path, that too in the Nishkama Bhakti path. So up to here we have completed the Ishvara Swarupam. To here we have completed Bhavana Rupa Bhakti, that is slokas number 20 to 29. Then we will see slokas 30 to 34, which deals with glorification of Bhakti. This is the conclusion. So, Bhakti is like a ladder. The first and foremost step is Karma Lakshana Bhakti. We have to do karma as Karma Yoga. Then second one is Upasana Lakshana Bhakti. Second one is meditation. Saguna Isvara meditation. For one-pointed concentration. Karma Yogam gives you Chitta Suddhi. Upasana Yogam gives you concentration. You get qualified. You get the qualification for Jnana. Then Jnana Lakshana Bhakti is the third stage. So, a sadhaka may start with any of this stage. Finally, he has to reach to Jnana Lakshana Bhakti. So, this is what Paramatma mentioned in chapter 12 elaborately. Paramatma ultimately promised, even if a person is, a crook of first waters, he must have done all, wretched things in the life. But the moment he thinks that he wants to improve spiritually, the very sankalpa makes him move in that direction, and finally he will reach me. That's what Paramatma said. If the commitment is so sincere, Paramatma showers His grace on him, and he will soon, become a Nirguna Ishvara Bhakta, and then he will get moksha here and now. Apichetsu duracharo, bhajate mam ananya bhak, sadhureva samantavya, samyak vyavasito hi saha. So even if he is a durachara, he is a bad-tempered, very, cruel person who did all, bad things in the life. But the moment he makes a sankalpa, I want to change, I want to turn the new leaf, then that very moment the sankalpa must be very sincere and committed. So he will definitely change the life. Such a person can be, treated like a sadhu. So again, Paramatma mentioned about the Papa Yovanayaha, those who are born as sinners, then the sentimental people and the selfish people, they also can, get moksha if they really, make an effort and try to understand my real self. So this is how Paramatma concluded here. Then he has given a 5-point formula, which is very, very useful to all of us, a roadmap to spirituality, a spiritual journey. So first he said that Mad Bhaktaha Bhava. Mad Bhaktaha Bhava means may you become my Bhakta. This is Sadhana Rupa Bhakti. That means the Bhakti is on the goal rather than on the God. The target is the local thing. Target is the mundane thing. Bhagavan is the, means. Mat parayanaha bhava. So make me as the target. This is Sadhya Rupa Bhakti. So make me as the target. Then the world becomes means. In the first case, world is the end, Bhagavan is the means. Second case, Bhagavan is the end, world is the means. Sadhya Rupa Bhakti. Then the third step is Manmana Bhava. When you keep me as your target, do not lose concentration. This is called Jijnasu Bhakti. So having priority to know God, to understand God in the real terms. Then fourth one is Mad Aji Bhava. So you offer all your karmas unto me. So you dedicate everything, all your deeds unto me and do the, karma. So, et karoshi dasnasi, et juhoshi dadasi yet. That's what he told. So this is, you have to follow karma yoga. This is nishkama bhakti. That means Isvara Arpana Bhavam and Isvara Prasada Buddhi. This is what one has to cultivate. Then the fifth and final thing is Mam Namaskuru. Mam Namaskuru means you seek my grace. You seek my grace. You have made an effort and then you pray to me and surrender to me and seek my grace. Iswaranugraham. You cannot be arrogant and think that you can only solve the problem. You need Iswara's grace at each and every stage. So, Matyaji, previous one is use free will. Mam Namaskuru is seek Iswara's Anugraha. So, both free will and Iswara's Anugraha alone will make a person successful. So, if you follow all the five, what are the five? Mad Bhaktaha Bhava, Mat Parayanaha Bhava, Manmana Bhava, Mat Yaji Bhava, Mam Namaskuru. So, like this, the 5-point formula Paramatma has presented here to facilitate our spiritual journey. We will learn more in these lines and start the 10th chapter in the next class. Om Tat Sat Sarvam Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudatyate పూర్ణస్య పూర్ణమాదాయ పూర్ణమేవావశిష్యతే. ఓం శాంతి శాంతి శాంతి. హరి ఓం. శ్రీ గురుభ్యో నమః. హరి ఓం.